Democracy is an important value for European society, and accountability is a prerequisite for democracy to function. Accountability refers to how governments, responsible for managing public finances and resources on the one hand, gives account to parliaments, made up of democratically elected representatives, who in turn provide scrutiny over government on their performance. Public audit supports this process of scrutiny, verifying the financial accounts and the performance of public bodies. This landscape review raises three main questions about the arrangements in place at EU level for accountability in public audit. It asks, who is accountable for what? To whom are such bodies accountable, and is that a parliament? And whether the appointed auditors have a sufficiently strong mandate and are able themselves to report to Parliament. The review identifies 6 main areas where there are challenges for accountability and audit. The first area is related to the coordinated activities between the EU and its member states. The EU is assigned various coordinating roles, which include the setting of common strategies, economic and fiscal targets, intergovernmental agreements between member states, which in turn draw on EU institutions to play a key role in their implementation. In such settings, accountability may be dispersed between many layers of governance. The second area is related to the multi-speed nature of Europe, whereby different subsets of member states participate in different policies. 2 examples are the Euro and the Schengen area. Such configuration lead to a more complex arrangement for accountability. The third area is related to partnerships between the EU and third parties. Examples of such partnerships include those with non-EU countries, with international organisations such as the World Bank and the UN, and also public-private partnerships. Such partnerships require special arrangements and different approaches to the traditional types of expenditure in the budget. The fourth area relates to a growing EU institutional setup, with over 60 EU institutions and bodies, a number of which have different arrangements in place, at times leading to inconsistencies and different levels of scrutiny. The fifth area relates to shared management of the EU budget, that is, between the EU and the authorities at the national level in member states. This management requires improvements in frontline governance at a national level. The sixth area relates to the challenges of accountability for results, policy impact and outcomes. This is especially challenging for those EU policies and instruments which rely mainly on the member states' national funds or where non-budgetary instruments are used. Accountability arrangements tend to be stronger where the EU budget is involved. So what do these challenges share in common? 1. They all depend on many hands, many actors involved in a multi-party, multi-layered system of governance. 2. They're all subject to scrutiny by many eyes. That is, they are often answering to parliaments, courts of justice, auditors, and to authorities both at the EU and national level. 3. They all have important consequences on the financial interests of the citizens of the Union, both directly and indirectly on member states' budgets and economies. 4. They all give rise to potential gaps or overlaps in terms of democratic scrutiny and audit. So what can be done in the future? Firstly, reflections are necessary on how parliaments and auditors can work closer together to collaborate and share information, to overcome the fragmented level of scrutiny of instruments which have an impact on the financial interest of the EU citizens. Secondly, more consistent and comprehensive arrangements need to be developed across all EU bodies and instruments. Thirdly, frontline governance and scrutiny needs to be improved, especially at the national level where most EU funds are managed and spent and controlled in the first instance. Fourthly, a reflection is necessary on how to shift from accounting from inputs to focus on outputs. EU policy results depend on a variety of inputs, and results can only be verified if all sources of fund can be taken into consideration. Finally, there is a need to avoid costly audit overlaps and improve deeper collaboration between the EU and Member State auditors, especially in the areas identified in this review. So these are the 5 areas for reflection on the way to strengthen the EU's accountability in the future. You can download a copy of the landscape review at our website www.eca.europa.eu.